Several names could leave the Gunners during the transfer window as part of Mikel Arteta's ongoing reconstruction. The transfer window after the end of the European season promises to be busy for Arsenal as they prepare for their first Champions League season since 2017. While some new signings are expected to arrive, there may also be some significant departures as Mikel Arteta continues to rebuild his squad. From experienced names like Granit Xhaka to promising young players like Charlie Pitino, there are several players entering the transfer window with their long-term futures being debated in North London. Goal takes a look at some of the players who could move to new clubs. Emile Smith-Rowe. If Smith-Rowe were to leave in the upcoming window, it would be a move that would greatly divide opinions. The player may have only burst onto the scene this season, but he remains highly popular among the fans. However, it is clear that he is currently lower in the hierarchy under Arteta's command, and with Arsenal looking to bring in more midfield signings, Smith-Rowe could be deemed expendable if a decent offer comes in. Arsenal has been in talks regarding the signing of Mason Mount, a player very similar to Smith-Rowe in terms of position, which again does not bode well for the 22-year-old's long-term future. The Gunners firmly rejected several offers from Aston Villa for Smith-Rowe 2 years ago, insisting he was not for sale. It remains to be seen if their stance would be different this time around if some significant offers were to come in. Granit Xhaka. It would be strange if Xhaka were to leave this European summer, but there is expected to be interest in the Swiss midfielder once the season comes to an end. And with Arsenal looking at players like Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo, there is a possibility that they could be open to letting Xhaka go to free up space and generate some funds. Arteta remains a big fan of Xhaka and he has been instrumental this season, taking his game to a new level in a more advanced midfield role. However, if the 30-year-old player pushes for a move this summer and returns to Germany, the Arsenal manager may not oppose it. Charlie Pitino. The young Arsenal midfielder is expected to leave after negotiations with the club. It has been agreed that the Arsenal Academy graduate can move to seek regular first-team minutes elsewhere following his impressive loan spell at Blackpool. There is already strong interest in the 19-year-old from both English and foreign clubs. Representatives from Arsenal and Pitino will now work together to find the best move for the young player, with the Gunners hoping to include several clauses in any agreement that is reached. Kieran Tierney. Ideally, Arsenal would like to keep Tierney before the club's return to the Champions League. However, the Scottish defender has lost his starting spot this season to Alexander Zinchenko and is expected to push for a move. It is believed that Newcastle and Aston Villa are interested and may make substantial offers for the left-back once the season ends. Arsenal needs to generate some funds this summer, and Tierney is an asset that can provide a return, so it's possible that the former Celtic player may be allowed to leave, bringing an end to his 4-year stint in North London. Nuno Tavares. It doesn't appear that Tavares has a long-term future at Arsenal. His loan spell at Marseille started well but faltered a bit as the season progressed. It doesn't seem like the League One club will push for a permanent transfer, which will leave Arsenal with a decision to make regarding the left-back before the next season. With Tierney's potential departure, Tavares could be an option as a backup for Zinchenko in the upcoming season. However, it's still uncertain whether Arteta would trust the young Portuguese defender enough to use him. Sebastien Lokanga. Similar to Tavares, it's hard to see a long-term future for Lokanga at Arsenal. With big summer signings coming in midfield, the Belgian's path to the first team seems blocked. He wasn't getting many chances before being loaned out to Crystal Palace, and it looks like he will face even tougher competition upon his return from Selhurst Park, so a move seems like a good option. Whether Arsenal can find a buyer for the 23-year-old, whom they signed from Anderlecht for £18 million 2 years ago, is another matter, though. Reiss Nelson. Nelson's contract is set to expire this European summer, and he has yet to reach a new agreement, despite negotiations being underway for some time. It is believed that several clubs are interested in the winger, including Brighton, and they hope to attract him for a free transfer. Arsenal wants him to stay and has offered new terms, but they are not willing to break the bank to retain the 23-year-old player, raising the possibility that he may seek more playing time elsewhere. Pablo Mari. Mari's permanent move to Monza in Italy has been finalized. As part of the loan agreement that took Mari to Italy last European summer, a clause was agreed upon that would make the Serie A club's transfer permanent if they avoided relegation. They have already achieved this, so Mari will be leaving the team, with Arsenal receiving around £6 million for the defender. Nicolas Pepe. As the most expensive signing in Arsenal's history, Pepe spent last season on loan at Nice and now has only 1 year left on his contract. It is clear that he doesn't have a future at Arsenal, so the club wants to transfer Pepe permanently this European summer. Finding a buyer will be extremely difficult due to his high wages, and it won't be an easy situation to resolve. Rob Holding. Could this be the summer when Holding finally leaves Arsenal? The defender is highly regarded at the club, and Arteta values his leadership greatly. However, after filling in for the injured William Saliba towards the end of the season, Holding's performances highlighted his clear deficiencies as a centre-back. Holding has now lost his place to Jakub Kiwior, and with another defender expected to arrive this summer, Holding could be transferred as part of the ongoing squad rebuilding process at Arsenal.